Okay, welcome to day 2. Let me do all the desk stuff quickly and we will start shortly. Just want to put my live stream link into my school community and also turn on the music. Then we are good to start. Okay, now we are live. Okay, next thing is the music. I think it's called Creator. It was called Creator Mix. Yeah, these people offer the royalty-free music. See, what do I play? Oh, the problem is they don't have a lot of collections. 62 videos. Okay, that's not bad. Epic rock, lo-fi. Not trap. There's a lot of cyberpunk stuff. Be that, but not a lot of options for like 1 hour videos. There's this lo-fi chill. There's synthwave. There's melodic techno. Let's try that. I think you should hear the music now, and I hope it's not too loud. Okay, I think my voice should be audible right now. Okay, thanks. Let's jump into it. I think yesterday, where we left off is, yesterday we did a bunch of things. We made a prototype of what we might build. We did some prioritization. Let me maybe open that first. Yes. Okay, so we did some prioritization. We added a couple of documents. We have a prioritized roadmap now on what we need to validate. So we're going to start with pricing and monetization intelligence. Turns out there's a team in one of the competitor companies that just focuses on this. So if this tool can replace the team, or maybe that would be a high pricing point offer. And so to validate, we reached out to a few people. One of them has actually set up a call, or at least asked for the calendar link, and will shortly set up a call. I think there's another one that could be a strong lead. I think today we will, if we find some time, I think we should prioritize this is to reach out to more people. But before that, I need something to take with me in these conversations so I can show them and get direct feedback. And what we're trying to validate is if this is something that genuinely solves a problem, and if they would pay a very high price point, let's say $1,000, $2,000 a month. Um, but I guess we need to figure out what is worth $2,000 a month for these companies, and that's the tricky part. And how we're going to do that is we have a prototype. First, we'll go through what AI generated in this prototype, go section by section, and kind of dig into why it created this and explore if there's any evidence of that problem um, online somewhere. Maybe if people have spoken about it somewhere. We also need to figure out where these customers live or where they hang out, where we can find some useful data. So all of that is pending today. So maybe let's make a note of that. Uh, so in research, competitors, research, customers, right? Um, so let's say customers. So then we need to find out where, oh, what is this? Find out where customers live to validate problems, right? So the way I was thinking about going from validating this prototype to if like the prototype actually solves a legit problem is to of course find out where customers live and see how we can use that channel, and also to research online, find evidence online for support, find supporting evidence for user stories behind the prototype, problem user stories. So what I mean is we now have a prototype. Let me open the prototype quickly, and then we can, here you go. So here's the prototype. Of course, you need to make this better, but for some reason, AI has come up with these different components. So it's given this graph over here, it's given this dashboard here. I think what would be a good approach is to take each of them and kind of understand the reason behind why AI generated this, right? I mean, for all you know, it could be like it could be just AI slop, but it could be interesting if there is a user story behind this, either directly or something else related. That is a valid problem statement. And if we have those bunch of user problems and user stories around those problems, we have something legit to take in front of our customers and validate if this is actually true. So that's the plan. Okay, so let's first fix the, let's first set up make this easy for us, right? So right now we are using this entire one chat and it is getting a bit cumbersome to do all this conversation here. So first let's move it over to projects. So we can have the whole working folder inside a project inside ChatGPT, and this will make this so much better. So I don't have to open a new chat for each and have to explain what we're building, right? So I want to move this entire thread into projects inside ChatGPT. Summarize the entire opportunity we are pursuing, different decisions and directions, different decisions we made and directions we finalized. Include all the competition, all the competitors, and yeah, let's try what it says, and then we'll probably move this. Yeah. I hope we can get all of this information as well. I don't know if you can just move this. You cannot just move a chat into a project. Probably you can do the other way around, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, how does it do this? Vertical SaaS competitive marketing, the opportunity. We are exploring a competitive intelligence platform purpose built for vertical SaaS. Vertical commerce SaaS purchases companies such as ServiceTitan, blah, 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 have harder competitive intelligence platform than ordinary SaaS companies because they increasingly compete across multiple monetization services. Software subscriptions, payments. Generic CI platforms can tell customer X pricing changed. The product should tell competitor X. Increase software pricing, lower payment fees, bundled AI into premium tier, and launch. Here's how the flow, how that changes its monetization strategy and what that means for your pricing, packaging, and product and sales strategy. The core differentiator is not better scraping. It's a structured historical model of how vertical SaaS companies make money and how that changes over time. I think it should first start with the problem, right? Recommended product roadmap. Include. Okay, I think it's got include the problems for which the opportunity exists. But I think pretty much the opportunity exists because vertical SaaS is usually difficult. They increasingly compete across these. This creates several recurring problems. Competitive information is fragmented. Has to manually assemble these. Comparing competitors is difficult because the business models are different. Companies know what competitor offers, not how its strategy is changing. Teams detect changes but struggle to understand why they matter. Product and packaging teams lack competitive benchmarks. Okay, so I think it's doing some extensive benchmarking. That's what it is, right? Okay, so let's call this project only memory. Yeah. Sunlight. Okay, and here we will add some sources. I think the project settings, instructions. Memory, library access. Okay, I guess let's add a source, text input, about project objectives, opportunity, project brief. Okay, so if we have this, I think we need to get one more, the problems to be solved. And we put that in, and then we are ready to use that project for any future questions we have. Okay, so go back into projects, Sunlight, sources, text input, problem. Paste it here. Okay, I think we have all the context we need to use this as our co-founder. So here's our AI co-founder with all the context it needs. Okay. So now let's take this prototype and we will put it inside this chat here. So first let's so this part is still dark. I mean, one is you can take, of course, a picture, or and this is something I like to do that's easier, which is just make sure this thing is selected. And usually this div is right. So if you just copy the classes over here, yeah, it can find out exactly which one. This part still has visibility issues. It can find out exactly which part I'm referring to and can change it. So you don't really need anything fancy here. Even a photograph, even a screenshot sometimes isn't the perfect way, in my opinion. If it works, great. So what we're going to do is, as I explained, we're going to go each thing in this prototype and understand does it really solve a problem, right? That's the objective now. Okay. Oh. Okay. So let's see this in battle cards. Structured signals across pricing, payments, and product packaging. Well, first thing, we don't know if product packaging could be applicable to every kind of vertical SaaS. So could be applicable to some, but yeah, we need to think about this. Your competitive monetization position: software pricing, payments pricing, bundle value, product breadth. I think let's also upload the product spec so we can actually ask the question directly inside ChatGPT. No, not this one. I think I don't remember which. Yeah, spec vertical common SaaS prototype. That's the one. Okay, I guess I moved it. Okay, so let me get the. Okay, here you go. Not here. Okay, you have attached. You can find attached the prototype spec. Understand the context of what we're building as well, right? So, and let's take a photo of this. Let's take maybe. I have this clipper. It's a better one to take this photo of. I don't see it here. Never mind. Just take a full photo here. Start with this. Okay. Attached image is the visual prototype. I want to go section by section and understand what it is and what problem it solves. So let's start with this. One. Okay, so clearly this is for Lightspeed. Okay, your company Lightspeed, right? Which makes sense. Okay, this is Lightspeed versus Toast, right? So Merge Intelligence just came up with its own name. So software, okay, demo data. Okay, so what did it say? Section macro positioning for Lightspeed. The job is to answer about 5 seconds. Relative to competitors, we track where do we sit in major dimensions of monetization. Okay, what fits the broader product thesis, not just knowing what competitors charge, but understanding how your pricing payments work. Instead of user having to open Toast one by one, very expensive. Do we bundle this? Do we? One of the fundamental problems where it felt complex business models aren't directly compared. One vendor might charge more for software but less for payments. Another might have inexpensive software but monetize several add-ons. Another might bundle everything together. So looking at the headline, SaaS price alone gives a misleading picture. This section is trying to solve that normalization problem. Think of the raw data underneath something like software payments, payroll, ordering, hardware, spot on software. The platform normalizes all of that. Tells Lightspeed here roughly where you sit in the market. Okay, I think the objective is clear. What each dimension? Software pricing. How does our core software price compare with the market? Okay, so this is a software pricing. First, I think the software pricing needs to be a bit more I want to understand. Okay, I think maybe let's decide if these values actually make sense. So software pricing, payment pricing, right? Do these values, software pricing, payments pricing, bundle value, and product breadth, are these values the same across any vertical SaaS product? Let's try to solve one thing at a time, right? This might take a while, but they are not universal. So obviously, it's the prototype just like oversimplified this. Your project material support area do not establish. The better model, some dimensions are horizontal across verticals, while some should adapt. Yeah, right. So software pricing, nearly every vertical has some. Payments pricing, no. Okay. Design the product as two layers. The top level framework can stay consistent. Core software economics, how expensive is the core product? Transaction monetization economics, how much does the vendor monetize the customer's economic activity? Okay, so first, let's take an example. First, let's finalize the common ones and what is the top level framework. There is the top level framework and the vertical specific framework. Factor all the vertical SaaS and give me a list. Hopefully it could just search for a few vertical SaaS companies and come up with a list that we can just use right away. I think even after we categorize, we should just go a bit more deeper into how do we best represent core software economics, right? That's product design, but I think we could get there relatively faster because of AI. I think we can now separate the system into two layers: a universal top-level benchmark framework, yes, vertical ontology that determines what each benchmark actually means. The underlying product and still model software payments, blah, blah, blah. First final top-level framework, core software economics. How expensive? I would variable transaction. How much does the vendor charge as a customer? Package value. How much commercially important functionality is included versus separately monetized? How much of customers' end-to-end business workflow does the thing cover? I would slightly change the prototype terminology. Current prototype, recommended universal concept. Okay, here's a whole list of, wow, it's a huge list. Okay, I would not create a separate fundamental benchmark model for restaurants and other for free service instead. Okay, so let's design. Okay, so using this, let's design the page. Design this page again. Page again and focus only on this. This framework comparison, right? Okay, so let's design this page again. Create. Okay, we will create it for all the verticals. Take one example, right? Take one example. In this case, let's take a field I know, right? So, this case, Ablefy. Ablefy, which is this creator platform, right? Ablefy creator platform. How would we design the UI? Okay, so the Ablefy Creator Commerce, I would make the page much more explicitly a benchmarking rather than 4 abstract percentile sliders. Okay. Creator commerce is particularly good for this because the economic job is turn expertise audience into paid products and recurring revenue. The values below are illustrative. Couldn't it just like make a prototype? Okay. Oh, it's generating an image. Maybe not the best. Okay, so let's try to understand this and design our own prototype, I guess. To translate the universal framework into creative commerce language, core software economics, platform pricing, oh, not bad. Okay, so competitive monetization person. I did not expect this from image models. Benchmark profile region. Okay. 9 platforms track, 7 offer built-in community, 6 offer affiliate management. Below median cost, above transaction. Okay, so this is the legend that shows this part. Core software economics, platform pricing. Variable transaction economics, platform payments. Okay, this is quite interesting. Okay, write product and UI design spec. For this direction, include the complete breakdown. Okay, so let's move this over to our codex locally and see what the whole breakdown looks like. We can have a complete interactive view of this. We can also just send this to our customer and see if they find it useful in any way. I actually really like this prototype. I think it's already sort of quite insightful on the first glance. Let's put this into our notes. Okay, there you go. Actually, you can see the side-by-side in comparison. The overview. So let's move this plugins and let's move the what was it again? Impeccable. Okay, so it's not a plugin. Skills. Impeccable. Yeah, let's disable this. Okay. So let's go back and hope the spec is complete and we can download the spec. Okay, sounds good. It's done. Let's take the spec, go back to our codex, redesign the interface, the overview page. Let's see which page is it. Overview page. I mean, the page based on these specs. So now we would now we're going somewhere, because now this is a super abstract, really not very helpful user interface. And as we dig better, we understand that it could be a little more informative and try to understand what problem does it solve. So I think this is the question we need to keep asking ourselves at every step: what problem does it solve? So, I mean, this is a competitive benchmarking, right? So it helps you know if your value, for example, if AbleFi's what includes in the package is super low, then there's obviously something to understand. What are they bundling, not bundling, for example. So why would they users prefer a different platform over theirs? So that's the value that it can offer. So I think this is already this is sort of like the overall market as a glance. I guess this would be like this is kind of like a report of what's happening. Now, getting all of this data is not going to be super easy. I think we need to have many checks and gradually go one thing at a time to get all this data and make sure the data is accurate as well. Right? There's quite a few friction points there, but I guess we'll figure out, because the pace at which we are developing right now is insane. see what else is there. I mean, this is not going to be available for a bit because it's working on it. Let's see what else is there. I think the next one is material competitor changes. I think snapshot is kind of obvious. That's sort of like a report. We could put that above and show in the top of the dashboard the number of competitors we are tracking. Or maybe it should be a snapshot against each row. So against each row, it can offer a snapshot saying platform pricing, and then there's a snapshot under each of them. Maybe inside the breakdown, we see what comes out inside the breakdown, and perhaps that will give a better picture of the story of where does this company stand in this scale, right? I'm pretty sure companies would choose to pay for this tool than build in-house, not because this information is hard to get, but in this view, which summarizes and refreshes real time, is actually, or maybe I'm just biased because I'm building it, but I guess there is some value in consolidating all of this information and having it readily accessible. If I was building this, probably would check every now and then to see if this value has changed. I launch something and maybe one of this has changed. And that would be an interesting thing to watch. If but that value, that use case needs to be clear. And I guess we need to also capture if this use case is something that is useful and how often they would check it. These things are needs to be also validated, right? Oh, okay, go fast. Does it have a slow as well? No. Well, I'm not building the whole tool and I'm not using multiple windows, so I don't think it should be that uh, token intensive. Let's see what else. Oh, I can't see the prototype. Okay. Oh, wow. It's going and checking everything. But I guess this is also active, right? Local 5173. Okay, great. Oh, there you go. This looks much more solid, in my opinion, right? So 40-second normalized annual platform cost. You break down the platform pricing, normalized component, required platform package 708. Okay, I think this makes sense. Transaction economics. I think the next thing we can do is actually try and adopt this for all of these company types and see how it looks for each category of company. So depending on who we talk to, we have like some mock data to already be representative of the company, the type of category of SaaS that they are in, right? So this can be super useful when having conversations. Okay, the music stopped. Okay, so it's done. Competitive first. No overall score. These are 4 separate positions. Okay. Choose a representative creator business used to normalize it. Don't understand what this is. What is this part? What does it do? Um, I think the included package value needs a lot more information, right? Transaction economics. Let's see if I'm checking if my ChatGPT app can actually uh, access this. But it says continue with work. So then if I move this to work, then I guess. I don't know if this has context of. Oh, this has. Oh, great. I think then this is the perfect place to work on it because now it has access to the prototype as well as it has context of what's in the. Great. This is perfect. In the project folders. Okay, so now here I can work on the prototype real time. Do you have context of, okay, maybe let's just put the spec. Here's the spec with which we built the prototype. Now, let's now help me understand each design decision, design and product decision, right? What does the benchmark profile do? I want to know if that there is any value there. Does this really, is it a one-off case? Does it apply to all kinds of vertical SaaS, or does it just make up some slop? Does the product comparable with these competitors? It's a scenario definition for the entire page. Does the product comparable with these competitors for this kind of customer? So it's like setting where to, I see. It's like what kind of companies to compare with. But how would you know courses and memberships? I guess we could, like, I mean, before we obviously need to create a benchmark profile first. I guess, yeah, you could scrape the space first and create a benchmark profile, and then it can do all of this, right? So I guess product sold is also something we need to understand. What is comparison set? Direct plus adjacent all track platforms. What does all track platforms mean? What does all track platforms mean? The new model, one-time purchases, recurring subscriptions. Okay. The broadest comparisons in every platform, for creator commerce that could include direct course platforms such as community, marketplace, merchant. Okay, so benchmark profile is clear. Um, I mean, it wasn't. How can we better represent? It wasn't very clear what benchmark profile meant, and I had to ask you, how can we better represent this? So I think maybe one idea could be just saying um, showing comparing companies against something else. Check how other apps show this information. I mean, we have Mobin, of course. Let's go and see what dashboard, uh, how these dashboard apps actually show copywriting. Give us some ideas. I mean, it's just simple, right? It's just showing like total leads. I mean, just a simple dashboard of what companies that we are. Let's see. For you, let's separate two ideas currently. What the user needs to know, who is AbleFi being measured against, and contents 9 direct competitors, view companies, for what business situation? What the hell? For what business situation? Okay, that makes logic. AbleFi versus these peers. So how are we going to edit this? We're going to say let's remove the subtitle. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm changing the title from comparative monetization position, this like super technical, to AbleFi versus competitors. And even if I compared with this, just remove this entire thing. I don't like this. It's kind of unnecessary. I think we can remove this as well. So let me remove that. Remove this as well. Have then have a two column layout with the section title how we're comparing, and then show the two information sections, peer group and business scenario next to each other. Okay, let's see. Okay, so how we're Ablefy versus competitors. Okay, how we're comparing peer group, direct competitors. I think over here you can just like list down the competitors instead of just like saying 9 creative commerce platform. That will be a better experience. So maybe just say list down the competitors names here instead of there are more stuff to this, right? Then we could also perhaps maybe you could just keep it this one. Products sold, annual GMV, revenue model. I mean, we could always add these filters later. So maybe we just keep with the business scenario, sales. Yeah. This one. Example, Kajabi, Thinkific, plus five more. List as many as you can in the available space. Okay, so let me ask AI itself. What can we show here? We could show maybe the number of companies found. Um, Perhaps we could show the pool here, number of companies. I'm referring to instead of, I mean, I think it's the same thing, right? So it would be, I mean, direct competitors would also be 8, and the business scenario. Let's remove this configuration itself and remove that line of text. Instead, let's use company's text space to highlight the company names in a subtle font. So perhaps we don't even need this. Why even show it if it's not necessary? No, why does it say 8 companies here? What the hell? Show, oh God, I gotta switch to a better model. don't show, remove, instead of 8 companies, show direct competitors. Bring back showing direct competitors. Put the list of companies next to it. I'm not a fan of designing with words. It takes much longer than just moving it here, but I guess we don't have something that's very fast and effective with doing both prompting and designing. That would be such a good tool, and Figma is just not there yet. Figma has a long way before they are able to do this, because it would take a long time for them to make a simple change inside. And there is core software economics. Okay, so let's remove oh, okay, cool. You can chat here. Let's remove this entire window, the entire block. Let's add a link to companies tab. Let's add all the companies here that I can uncheck. I mean, it's a small feature. I don't want to compare. Okay, let's not build things that is not needed right now. Okay, so peer group, direct competitors, then so let this be a separate card. So we have different cards, and then I guess we can, when we break down, then we can explore what information is inside that breakdown that we can display effectively. Okay, great. This part is not required. the heading below is quite sufficient. And I think, let's see, I don't see the company names in narrow screens, in smaller. It's on the, it's not a timeline, on the scale. Then what else? I think we also looks much better on the web, yeah, like the full width. I think we don't need verified. We don't need verified. Instead, when was it dated? Like dated 2 days ago, something like that. Yeah. Example update 2 days ago. So we verified isn't really useful. Probably this would be. And put it on the top right of this card. I think the next plan is just to build this. I'm not sure. So one way is to, of course, build it and actually send the product to our existing customer and get feedback. That could be one way. The other way is to, of course, still build it and show it to someone who is, I think I can take this in customer conversations and already show something, and that might really show them a demo directly instead of pitching a concept, right? I mean, I'm not building the whole thing, but I think this could be like the first part I could show as production data, and then like show the other ones as like a prototype. So I would already have some value to offer. Peer group. When I hover on the dot, the label below should be highlighted. So it gets a little more clearer when I'm hovering on this, right? Below market median, well, I don't exactly understand this. What is this exactly? Actually, this doesn't have to be against each card. This doesn't have to be against each card. Just have one on the page on the top right. It means the estimated annual fixed cost to run Evil 5 for the selected scenario. Okay. Yeah, we can call this annual fixed platform cost. And when I hover on a competitor, show their cost instead. Also have a subtle count up and down number count animation when the number changes. The number count up or down animation. Okay, I think this is much better. So you have more space and less jump. Okay, this one's nice. So you hover and it tells you exactly um, how much it costs. Is there a way to keep this copy generic considering all verticals? Now it's getting cleaner. I mean, it's just, I don't know what's the value of calculating this percentile, but I mean, as long as we can get the extra exact numbers, I think that should solve the problem. Why add unnecessary stuff and load us with more work to do for validation? Of course, if it solves a real problem, sure, let's show this percentile. I think next we need to understand. I think if there was a way to know exactly if something changed, the pricing changed, then we need to alert the user to know that, hey, this platform pricing changed. We will build that for sure, but I think let's see if what let's show this and see if they actually find it useful, right? Okay, I think things are getting um, better, starting to look better. I think maybe let's remove this and the how to read this card below. Put a link of how to read this in the footer of the page. Yeah. So then there is more space to view this thing, right? And then we go into the breakdown, and then the breakdown will have more details that we can validate if this is useful or not. Okay, so we have different costs for platform pricing. I think this design-wise, I think it's looking okay for now. Um, we're not going too deep into UI design right now. It's just to get the point across. Um, now, I want to know what's inside the breakdown. Um, so these look like very I mean, this is just a tabular representation of the data. That's fine. Um, how do we capture the breakdown for each platform pricing? What does that look like? Uh, Go through actual competitor sites. Maybe I'll use a better model for this because we'll be using some thinking stuff, right? Competitor sites and evaluate the breakdown that will be useful to surface fact of what we're building before. So it has some context of that as well. I think one of the growth strategies is maybe have like a freemium view. So no sign up required, nothing required. It's just like have like a link for each company and it has like a view that they can already see. And of course, they can go into companies and see which companies that uh, we are evaluating. So no friction. They already get to use the product for free. And then when they want to continue, of course, they sign up for it, right? This could be a great way to just reach out to them and just be like, hey, what do you think of this, right? But of course, the goal is to get them on a call so we can show them and actually get feedback real time. I think I watched this video yesterday on um, uh, like how to get customers is to really ramp up the volume. So I think once we have the prototype, we won't be spending so much time on the even more designing the prototype or working on it on the UI or any of that. I think the goal is to just try all channels possible to get as many people on a call as possible. That would be the entire goal and show them this UI and get feedback. I mean, if I can make this work, that's even better. But you need to think about how much time it would actually take to make this working versus show this as a prototype. If to build this and make it work is probably not, if it is not more than a few days or maybe a week, I think it would make sense to build it. But if that's not the case, then if it take much longer, then maybe we need to reevaluate. So the breakdown should answer which plan was selected, why was that plan required, how did this recurring charges become the annual. Yeah, so many open questions, right? Which plan did they select? So, okay, I think we will do one more thing. Oh, there you go. I think there is a recommended breakdown sheet. Oh, there's more. Um, Choose one plan per company for the complete business scenario. Eliminate plans that cannot support the required product. Is okay. Show its fixed portion under platform pricing and its variable portion under transaction account. Both cards must use the same selected plan. Okay. This matters the cheapest subscription is often not the cheapest plan at 500,000 in sales. So this teachable started here it removes some transaction fee. Circle professional, yeah, makes sense. So it's not you need to have selected the plan, right? So it's hard to say which plans you're selecting for each. Ignoring effects and common interest and cost, the approximate break-even in sales is teachable. I guess these are the problems for which people are more likely to pay for a tool as well. So it's not it's less of an implementation problem and more of a problem for which people are going to pay for. This whole messy nature of data is the issue. 132,000 for Circle. These are inferred from published fee. Prototypes scenario selecting plans solely by subscription price would be misleading. Okay, what the actual company requires to capture? Useful face to surface breakdown. Ablefy selected 3.0 plan. We need to capture all this information, right? We need to be as exhaustive as possible with the breakdown that should explain how we arrived at these calculations. Even surface which plan in school that we factored in, for example, right? So it has to have configuration. Configuration is important, and changing the configuration dynamically and adjusting, right? Adjusting to view the impact is also useful. How can we create this breakdown for each card while also systemizing the capture for different types of vertical commerce, SaaS. AI is doing all the thinking for us. I think this should not be inside overview. This should probably be inside pricing. Maybe packaging is just not required right now. we would figure out what would be inside overview. I mean, if this is the pricing only product, then maybe it just makes sense to also be inside overview. But let's see what it comes up with. Oh, Right model is an auditable calculation workspace plus a scenario simulator. Every result should expose a selected plan, the configuration that caused that selection, every formula assumption. If one shared scenario selects one plan per company, then each card explains a different consequence of that plan. What do you mean? Um, Raw pricing evidence, normalized plan catalog, shared business scenario, plan eligibility and cost engine, selected plan per company. One shared configuration. The current summary can remain compact. Okay. The underlying scenario needs to be substantial. These inputs can live inside the breakdown. Capabilities should be explicit Boolean or quantity requirements. Paid subscription. Okay, I think it went a bit too exhaustive. Plan selection calculation. Okay. What's the V1 we can build that's dynamic, also informative? Dynamic, configurable, and configurable. Let's start with platform pricing. Start one by one. I think it's going a bit too much. Okay, simplify it. For platform pricing, you mentioned the goal is to decide what, simplify it, and let's go step by step, right? Also decide what information to show under platform pricing. First, I need to understand what variables there are and how do we make this uh, scale justifiable. Then we go into what can we configure. So let's take one by one. It's a bit overwhelming, so much information to capture. I don't think this is a one-shot scenario where you can just fix it and AI will just fix it for you. I think we need to give AI a little more context and see if it can solve it for us. For the annual recurring cost of lowest price public plan kit supports that supports same business for each company. Oh, this could be interesting. So, what if we create an evaluator persona and then the values below are adjusted accordingly? I think this could be a bit more dynamic and it's not very robust, right? It's not very like technical, sorry. It's not technical, it's just if this is a persona who's evaluating this. So you could like change the target audience dynamically and then business profile. Okay, call it a no. I want to call it a persona. I think we need to also keep this configurable so that the person inside the company can write their own persona description and then assess the platform pricing value for each. So it needs to be dynamic. I think we're getting somewhere interesting now. So you're not just comparing in general terms, but you're comparing in a very specific terms to a specific target audience. just call this 8 direct competitors. This is where the true agentic nature of solutioning actually works. Okay, now write a spec. Now imagine you wear this. Okay, now let's add this persona in the how we're comparing section. Go through and research each of the platforms, the competitor platforms for Ablefy, and understand the actual platform pricing, transaction economics, etc., and write a spec for showing the actual breakdown based on this persona selection. It needs show the breakdown inline, so it's not inline when I click on view breakdown, and let the card expand. Write spec first, then we make the changes. I think this could be an interesting direction, because you're saying, okay, for this ideal persona, what does this whole comparison look like? The value for this persona, right? I think this is a really interesting angle, because I don't think anyone else would be thinking from this point of view, because we can scrape dynamically. This gives us this unique positioning around, okay, we will try to understand the value of your product, your competitor intelligence, through a very specific customer profile value. That's a very interesting wedge. I think I want to capture that before. Okay. Show competitive intelligence from the position of a persona, a specific persona type. For example, in Ablefy, the comparison would be different for a company versus an individual. Okay, so the spec is here. So we go to a Terra model, extra high, and then we Okay, so I think this is going to take a while. So let this prototype finish. I will be right back. Let me see how I can fix this OBS. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna stop my camera for a little bit and see you in a bit when Codex finishes its task. Okay, so it's done. Let's see what it did. I don't know why this persona replaced this thing. Let me do this thing. Wait. Um, change to 8 direct competitors. Why did you remove business profile? Um, we should ha add that as another metric. Let's include business profile. Actually, let's see what is included. Region. Remove this and include region as another metric in this view. So yeah, I mean, we could include these other configurations if it's actually required, right? After persona. This card. Remove all of this. Just keep seller, country, region, and peer group. This should be a summary of the one line description of the persona. Now human readable. Okay, I think this looks really nice because it's structured data of why it picked this information about this product. So yeah, this could be dynamic UI, right? So this could be generated dynamically that it could just decide to show a table based on what we click. Okay, so we're just making some design changes right now, nothing much. Um, let's see what else is happening. So we bake brown. Okay, so I think we've made some significant progress today. Um, we have a pretty solid prototype right now. So um, I think maybe this needs to be, I mean, it's just not very readable. Um, this should say this rephrase like advanced 3.0 plan. Okay. So I think, yeah, we've made significant progress. We have a very clear picture of what our interface would look like. I think a big breakthrough today was this persona angle. Um, I don't know how it came up. I think it was just like as I was working, it just was an idea that popped up. So, given a persona, this competitive intelligence kind of reviews different aspects of starting with pricing, different aspect of your products angles, right? That's the whole wedge right now. But let's see. We will need to validate it. I think that is the end of today's session. I think tomorrow we will continue working on refining the interface a little bit, the prototype, but also it's time to maybe one more day of refining the prototype. And we will spend one day just reaching out to as many people as possible. Even if it's demo, it says reaching out to, I already reached out to two people now. I will try to summarize the conversations I have with these people, but I will reach out to more people after I think maybe seems like from what it looks, it's easy for us to build this too. Not the entire one, we can keep all of the other ones locked behind, but at least this part should be easy to build. So yeah, I think things are looking good. We need to review the others ones too. We only reviewed the platform pricing. We need to review the transaction economics. If this information is the one that makes total sense, included package value. I think this is, I mean, this requires a little more thought, I think. Yeah, we will go through the remaining three sections next, and then we will, at the same time, try to reach out to people. But then once the prototype is over, uh, we will reach out to more people, and at the same time, we will start building. And that's the plan. Um, yes. Okay. So if you're around, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.